Welcome to Burnout-Free Me, your success and well-being podcast. I'm Dr. Amy Grimm, and I am so glad you're here. Let's go from burnout to breakthrough together. Hi, friends. Welcome to episode 117 of the Daring DVM podcast. And wow, do I have some exciting news to share with you today. If you are ready to break free from exhaustion and reclaim your energy and joy, I want to invite you to join my new Burnout-Free Me coaching intensive. This is a small group coaching program that I've created for you to help you stop feeling drained, stop feeling overwhelmed, and to get off this burnout treadmill. This 8-week program is designed to help you create sustainable rest and balance in your busy life. And I'm so excited to offer it to you. This has been on my mind and in my heart for a while now. And I really want to create a safe, supportive space and community for women where you can show up fully, own your power, and break free from burnout. This is a place where we build each other up, set strong boundaries, and claim the balanced, energized life that we deserve. Because when women support women, unstoppable things happen. So if you want to learn more, head to my website, daringdvm.com, or you can also find the link to join in the show notes. Now, I am so excited about this, and I cannot wait to support you. And because this is the first time I'll be running this group program, there is also a special sign-up price and bonus for the first 10 women to join. So if this is calling your name, if you're ready for change, if you know that there has to be a better way, come join me inside Burnout-Free Me, and let's get you back to feeling like yourself again. And speaking of feeling like yourself again, let's jump into today's podcast topic, which is all about rest. We're going to talk about what real rest actually looks like. Because sometimes we know that we need rest, but we're kind of unsure about what that actually looks like or how to achieve it. Especially when we're always so darn busy all the time. The one thing I'll say, which I would love if you only take one thing away from today's episode, is that when your brain is telling you you're too busy to rest, there's too much to do, there's not enough time, this is the exact moment when resting and prioritizing yourself is the most important. Because if you don't take care of yourself, it'll only lead to breakdown and burnout. So let's talk about ways to do this. What is rest, and what can you do to restore and rejuvenate yourself? Now, I want you to think about, have you ever tried to catch up on sleep? It's been a busy week, sometimes a busy month, and you think to yourself, okay, on my day off, I'm going to treat myself. I don't have to set my alarm. I'm going to sleep in. Or maybe I decide to take an afternoon nap. Or even take an entire self-care Sunday just to snooze and lay around in my comfiest pajamas. And do you ever notice that no matter how much you sleep in or nap, you still feel exhausted come Monday? Sadly, For a majority of people, this is an all too common reality. No matter how much sleep you try to get, you still feel tired and drained and like you're just running on fumes. And while sleep is an important component of physical rest and also a foundational practice to help you recover from and also prevent burnout, it is not the only form of rest that we need. In fact, many of us have been taught to think that sleep and rest are the same thing, but they're not. Sleep is just one small piece of the puzzle to feeling rested, regaining your energy, and finally feeling like yourself again. Rest is so much more than the 8 hours you spend with your eyes closed. To feel truly recharged, to feel like you again, you need restoration in 7 different areas of your life, which is what I'm going to share with you today. The 7 areas of rest, according to Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith, who is the author of the book Sacred Rest, Recover Your Life, Renew Your Energy, Restore Your Sanity, are physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, sensory, and creative. So let's take a look at each one. The topic of physical rest. When most of us think of rest, this is where we stop. Sleep. And yes, like I said, good quality sleep matters. But physical rest is more than just what happens when your head hits the pillow. Sleep is the passive component of physical rest. But there's also an active side to it too. Things like stretching, yoga, walking, or even getting a massage. These are all ways of giving your body a break and a chance to reset. So when you're running on empty here, you'll notice things like constant physical fatigue, a heaviness in your body, and random aches and pains that just won't quit. Now, on the other hand, mental rest is all about giving your brain a chance to take a breather. When you're running low on mental rest, it can show up as brain fog. Like when you walk into a room and you can't remember why. Or alternatively, you finally crawl into bed only to be ambushed by a racing mind that refuses to turn off. This is why building in small pauses during the day, moments to step away, take a breath, and slow the swirl of chaos can make a huge difference. It's like hitting the refresh button for your brain. And these don't have to be big breaks either. Your nervous system just needs tiny micro moments throughout the day to help you regulate in real time. Small things like paying attention to the sensation of the soap and water as you wash your hands, or taking 30 seconds to perform a grounding exercise. You're mindfully and intentionally refocusing your attention on something in the present moment for just a few seconds, thereby breaking the cycle of overthinking. And the more you practice this, the easier it becomes. Your brain learns how to slow down and to stop consuming so much mental energy with worry and over planning and all of the what ifs. All the things that zap your energy and make it difficult for you to regroup and focus. Now, emotional rest happens when you can finally drop the armor and just be real. It's that deep exhale that comes from being able to share what's really going on inside without worrying about judgment. When you are running at a deficit here, you'll feel it like a constant weight, always carrying unspoken feelings, always managing everybody else's expectations, while trying to keep everyone else happy and repeatedly saying things like, I'm fine, even though you're not. Emotional rest is about finding spaces and people where you can tell the truth and let yourself be human. And this can be difficult for high achieving women because we also tend to be hyper independent. We are the ones that everyone relies on, yet we don't often let ourselves rely on somebody else. This is one of the reasons I created the Burnout-Free Me coaching program. Because when we build community with other ambitious women, we create a space for healing. We share the mental load. We practice vulnerability. And we practice asking for help. Precisely the skills that we need to refine and implement in our daily lives. Because if we truly want to be burnout free, we have to realize that we cannot do it alone. In fact, we were never meant to do it alone. And creating support through shared experience is exactly what many of us need to help us feel safe to emotionally rest. Now, along with emotional rest comes spiritual rest. Spiritual rest is about feeling connected to something bigger than yourself, a sense of meaning and belonging. When this bucket is empty, life can start to feel like you're just going through the motions, working for a paycheck, ticking off the boxes, and wondering, what is this all for? Refilling your spiritual rest often comes from connection. Maybe that's prayer, meditation, community involvement, time in nature, or simply reconnecting with your own sense of purpose. It's what reminds you that your life matters and that you are part of something more. For me personally, connection to nature is what replenishes me. And that's why if you follow me on social media, you'll likely see a lot of posts and photos of nature and me being outside. It's a type of spiritual restoration that only comes to me from experiencing myself as being part of something bigger. And to be honest, this is one of my most loved forms of rest. Now, sensory rest is super important in today's society. In our always-on, tech-heavy world, our senses are constantly being bombarded, even when we don't notice it. The phone is buzzing, the TV or radio is on in the background, there's that low hum of your computer, bright lights overhead. It all adds up. And when you're low on sensory rest, you might start the day feeling fine, but notice yourself getting more irritable, agitated, or drained as the hours go by. Giving yourself sensory rest means turning down the noise, dimming the lights, putting your phone away, stepping outside, and letting your nervous system breathe. It also means setting boundaries around your time and availability. Just because someone has the technology to contact you 24/7 does not mean they have a right to access you 24/7. Reframing your thoughts about when someone should or shouldn't contact you is a helpful tool because it helps you to focus on what is within your control while releasing the expectations of others. And it can be a challenging one to practice, since high achievers are the ones that everyone else relies upon. Yet this form of rest is essential to your overall health, and it's one of the things that I love coaching my clients on. Now, social rest is a little misleading by name because it's not about avoiding people or taking a break from social interactions. It's actually about being intentional about which people you spend your time with. True social rest comes from being around those who light you up, the people you don't have to perform for, who make you feel safe and seen. When this type of rest is missing, your relationships can feel like just one more thing draining your battery. A big part of social rest is doing a quick audit. Who fills you up? Who leaves you feeling empty? And when you're really honest about it, your answers may surprise you. So practice choosing and prioritizing time with people who energize you, inspire you, support you, and leave you feeling like the world is just a little bit better with them in it. Your tribe is so important. And the beautiful thing about being an adult is that you get to choose it. So really think about which relationships in your life are positive, supportive, and meaningful. And finally, creative rest. It's all about letting beauty and wonder refill your tank. It's what happens when you slow down long enough to notice the colors of a sunset, to stand in front of a piece of art that moves you, or simply let your imagination wander. This kind of rest reawakens that sense of awe we so often lose in the grind. One of the easiest ways to invite more creative rest into your life is get outside. Nature is beautiful. Also, you can bring a little beauty into your space. Plants, art, music, things that make you pause and breathe. Be playful and creative. Listen to music, learn to play an instrument, pick up a crafting hobby, paint, draw, doodle. Be silly and dance in the kitchen. Let yourself be filled with amusement and give your brain a break from thinking, planning, and executing all the time. So many of the ambitious women I work with skip rest. Not because they don't care, but because they think they don't have time. Or maybe they don't realize how much they need it. Or somewhere deep down, they've bought into this lie that they have to earn it. And what happens? We end up running on empty in one or often several of these areas without even knowing why. What I want you to notice is that these forms of rest don't involve you just sitting around doing nothing at all. They're actually pretty active. Essentially, they are the things that fill your cup. They rejuvenate and restore, and they are inherently human. Paying attention to what you really need is not selfish. It's the foundation of a burnout-free life. When you give yourself permission to rest, really rest, you get to reconnect with who you are underneath all of the doing and performing. And from that place, you actually have so much more to give, which is actually what high achievers want to do. We want to serve. We want to accomplish big goals. We want career success. We want to build healthy relationships. We want to leave behind legacies and lasting impressions and leave the world a better place. And we cannot do all of this unless we learn to prioritize ourselves and practice sustainable rest. If you're ready to stop running on empty and actually start living again, full of energy, purpose, and joy, then you need to prioritize rest. And if you'd like a little support and help along the way, I would love to support you. That's exactly why I created the Burnout-Free Me Coaching Intensive. This 8-week deep dive is to help ambitious women like you reclaim your energy, set strong boundaries, and create a life where burnout isn't part of your story. So if that sounds like what you need right now, head on over to my website, daringdvm.com, and join the program. We start at the end of September. And let's do this together because you deserve to feel alive, not just survive your day to day. And as Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith says, rest is something sacred, valuable, and worthy of our respect. So, what if you started treating it that way? What if you gave yourself permission to do things differently? What if this is the moment that everything starts to shift? I'd love to have you join me inside Burnout-Free Me. You can learn more at daringdvm.com. The link is in the show notes. And until next time, take care and dare to dream.